And now we get to go deeper into that conversation, plus get the latest on Intel's work with computer vision, OpenVINO, and more. Please welcome OpenVINO Evangelist Raymond Lo. Raymond, how's it going, buddy?
Hi, Seth. How are you?
It's so good to see you. Tell us what you do at Intel.
So yes, I'm the OpenVINO software evangelist. So what I do is I connect with many developers around the world and teach us how to use the AI. And before that, I was doing computer vision research. I was in school. Then I found a company. I was a startup executive. So I have a long journey of being a developer. Why is it important? I code. That's why I'm here.
I love that because you and I are the same. I love computer vision, and you all do some amazing work in computer vision. Can you tell us about the work you do with OpenCV?
Yes. Well, first, I think there's a very interesting story about OpenCV.
I love it.
So about 20 years ago, it's actually from Intel, guys. Like it's from Intel 20 years ago, where we think about, okay, everyone's trying to make their own loops for how to resize an image, do something simple. But we find, what if we make a very efficient library everyone can use? And that's where we take off because it's about the community. So people took that on it. And the last 20 years, you see the amazing growth. Now you can see now OpenCV is not just about computer vision now. We think about how we see this world. That's where AI kicks in. It helps you to understand everything.
That's cool. So when you talk about seeing the world, Intel has a lot of hardware to help you see the world. I heard about a camera. Can you tell me a little bit about it and what it lets developers do?
I gotta pull it up. I just have it right here.
Love it.
So this is like one of the camera that is actually done by OpenCV in partnership with Lasonius. So what they have done is creating a stereo camera that can see 3D, but more importantly, we have a Mirror X, which is an Intel chips for neural network acceleration, and you can run AI application directly in the hardware. Why is it so cool? Think about you can do spatial AI with, let's say, object detection, but you have the 3D information on top. Think about gesture tracking and all that. And because of that ease of use, so this is one of the very interesting one because you can program very quickly. You can deploy things in about, like, I don't know, instead of like years, in about hours, you can get things running. So what happened is one of the University of Georgia institution in artificial intelligence, they built a backpack. So that backpack allow people to see for the blind so that they can tell you what is in front of you so you can be aware of what's happening. I think that's amazing. It's changing this world.
So hold on that camera, bring that camera back. Are you saying that the AI, there's hardware on there where the models are being interpreted literally on that device right there, not going anywhere else?
Perfect. I got to very slow down because when I see this, you may think about it's just a hardware. No, behind the scene, there's something called OpenVINO. This is where Intel built to help the community for the ecosystem to build software efficiently. So we talk about deploying this on this, but with the tool, you can get performance gain. You can actually deploy it with many different models. So this hardware can now run, for example, I talk about object detection. You can do facial, you can do many things. But the key is you can deploy it within hours. So this is one thing I think a lot of us have the pain as a developer. Once you write code, where does it go? Can you put it on hundreds or millions of devices that you can use? And that's one of the things we're trying to answer at Intel.
That's cool. So I love looking at the hardware, and you alluded to some software, OpenVINO. Can you tell us a little bit more about the software that Intel is building to help people use these models on the hardware?
Yes. So OpenVINO, for example, I talk about a lot. The definition is open. So first is open source. Second is VINO means visual inference and neural network optimizations. So what it means is we try to create this big library where you have everyone can use at the same time, where you can now think about you have all these models you can already deploy and you can use it all at once. So this library itself, I think for us is getting the performance gain and then getting the real deployment that's tested and you can benchmark against on many of the hardware we supported. And why we do that is think about everyone trying to do their own little version of that, like OpenCV. Now we have one way that we, as a community, open source, everyone can contribute and try together.
So I understand Intel has also been working with Azure Confidential Computing. Excited to see that there are now solutions that help protect data while it's in use. What's going on in the world of confidential computing for y'all at Intel? Raymond.
Yes, Seth. Well, most importantly, I think Mark just talked about, we have been working with partners like Fortanix. So Beekeeper AI, for example, from UCSF, they built a solution that helped to protect the algorithm and also the patient data which in use. That's very important because now think about developer, researcher can bring the data together in a very secure and privacy way so that we can think about this is one of the bottleneck. How can you improve a model? You need data. Now you can ensure that these data are always trusted in a way that, okay, because in the privacy, well, in a medical setting, privacy is very important. So with that platform and solution, all these stocks are connected. And with the Intel SGX behind it, we have even better security.
Yeah, I was looking at Beekeeper AI. It was amazing the stuff they were doing. So make sure everyone goes and looks that up. Now, Raymond, we have about 2 minutes. I saw you had a panel on Windows Subsystem for Linux. Tell us about that.
Yes. So I'm a Linux user. A lot of you are. You know, there's always like, can I do both? Can I have Windows and Linux at the same time? Today, I'm living like in a dream where you can have Linux running natively on Windows. Why it's important to me is now you can think about all the AI application I wrote in Linux can be run natively very easily. But for the longest time, we were thinking about, the hardware is not fully connected with the WSL2. Finally, we have this connection so that I can get acceleration like the GPU, the iGPU on the graphics card on your machine now can be utilized. Why it's important is like finding free money under the sofa when I run OpenVINO. Yes, you can get extra boost right now.
And I love all of this. Look, I've been using Intel chips since I was a little baby. And I love the hardware and the software that Intel is doing. Where can people go to find out more and learn more about it? What should they search for?
Right. Well, first, look up OpenVINO. Then we have a partner page where you can find all the notebooks, like all the tutorial we create. I even gave a talk around that. And those are the material you can today take home and try at your own computer tonight. And they're all free.
Awesome. Well, Raymond, I hope we get to do a lot of more cool stuff, AI stuff together. It's been great talking with you. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, if you want to learn more about everything Raymond just shared, visit Intel in our featured partner showcase. You can check out the Intel and Microsoft breakout session on demand in the session catalog. And finally, don't miss Intel's upcoming Ask the Expert session in the Connection Zone to learn how to take advantage of Windows Subsystem for Linux, which includes our very own Scott Hanselman.